On the jack up here in the front, you do have a light for hooking up at nighttime, an up and down switch for running the jack up or down. For any reason it won't go up or down on its own, it does have a 30-amp fusible link here. Check it first. If it's still not, you can go through the top with a 9/16 socket and ratchet and crank the jack up or down. It has one 20-pound propane cylinder on the front that is full except for what we use to service the trailer, and one 12-volt battery. The 12-volt battery has a fusible link here coming out of the electric box on the front. It's the first electrical fuse between the battery and the coach. It has an even flow regulator since it only has one bottle on front. We're going to come around to the front compartment on this side over here. It does have a magnet for holding it up. Pretty good size storage. Has balance jacks on all four corners. Has a handle in the front compartment door on the front door side that will manually crank them jacks up or down. Freshwater tank is your next connection back. Fills here, drains at the white valve down below. Lug nuts on the trailer has been torqued at 100 foot-pounds. That's what's recommended on the side of the trailer. The tires are air to pressure, which the two tires on the trailer are 80 pounds of pressure. The spare tire is only 65. They've upgraded the tires on the trailer already, but they hold 80 pounds in the ones on the unit, 65 on the spare tire. It does have a 30-amp power cord. It's about 25 foot long. Our termination valves are next. The one in the front, the gray one, is for your kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and shower water. The black pull handle in the back is your black tank water only. And right there above the black water tank, there is two lines coming down out of the foam in the front. The blue is the cold side of the water system. The red is the hot side of the water system. It is your low water drain points for the unit for winterizing and de-winterizing of the trailer. The next connection back is the outside of the hot water heater. Hot water heater is gas only, but you'll want to make sure that you have water coming out of the pop-off valve at the top before you turn on gas. Also has a drain plug down here for draining the hot water tank. A 13/16 socket will take it in and out, but it is where you drain the hot water heater. As we come to the back, it does have an outside shower. It gives you hot and cold running water out here in the back. On the left-hand side, we do have a TV, park cable, and satellite input. The connection right beside that is your city water connect that you can hook to with a water hose and regulator and never have to fill the French tank. Just work off the water pressure going to that hose. The one to the right side of it is a black tank flush. So while you're dumping your black tanks, all the nasties come out that'll come out. You can hook a water hose and regulator to that, turn water pressure onto it, has a little aerator on the inside that spins around and helps clean more of the debris out of the black tank only. It is also prepped for a backup camera. We do have a spare tire on the back. The spare tire is different than the two tires on the trailer. It only gets aired up to 65 pounds of pressure on it. It's not been torqued on, it's been put on with a wrench. License plate holder on this side over here. On the awning arms, you have your outside speakers. I'll have to show you more about that on the stereo on the inside. Back side of the refrigerator works three ways: 12 volt, 110, and propane. Does not cool down on the 12 volt side. The 12 volt side just automatically kicks it. For any reason you would lose 110 power coming to it, it automatically kicks it over and lights it on gas. Stove vent, for the stove vent to work properly, the two tabs have to be lifted up, allows the flapper to flap. But when you're in travel, you'll want to push those back down and lock them into place. That way it doesn't sit there and flap till it breaks its little tabs on the corners off. We do have a 110 outlet on the outside of the unit that is also GFI protected by the outlet in the bathroom. Outside of the furnace does have a mud dauber screen over the outside of it. I always suggest putting a mud dauber screen over them for the simple fact that the screen is usually less than 15 bucks. It's $145 an hour for every hour that I have to take the furnace out and clean the mud daubers out of it. In your front compartment up here at the front is your little handle for the balance jacks on all four corners. It is also solar prepped. If you wanted to buy the little solar panel that sits outside the trailer, plugs into this two-prong connection here, and we'll recharge the battery on front of the trailer. I did also have to put you a new jack on the front. We're going to go inside the unit. And you'll want to pull that step from one side or the other. Not in the center because it'll bust your knuckles. On the side there's a little more room. It allows it to flap down. We're going now step up into the unit. It does have a working fire extinguisher. We're going to run the slide room out to give us a little more room. It's always good to make sure there's not a tree or a vehicle parked up along the side of the slide room before you run it out. We're going to go back up to the monitor panel up at the top. We're going to check the battery. The battery's showing fully charged, but anytime the 110 line's plugged up, it's going to show you the same thing. It's going to say fully charged. To get an accurate reading on the battery, have the 110 line unplugged. Your freshwater tank is next, and as it fills up, it'll show 1/3, 2/3 full. Black tank is empty, and as it fills up, it'll show 1/3, 2/3 full. Same way with your gray tank, which will be your kitchen sink water, your bathroom sink water, and your shower water. The first blue switch here on the left-hand side turns the hot water heater on gas. Kick it on, automatically the little red light at the top comes on. That little red light's going to go off. Then the hot water heater will go through 3 lighting processes, light on gas. For any reason it does not light, that little red light will come back on. Second little blue button here is for the water pump, to turn the water pump on between the freshwater tank and the faucet. We got 2 light switches right down below it. The first one turns the LED lights on the awning. The second one turns the center row of lights in the living and kitchen area. We also have a button down here at the bottom to extend the awning, and I don't think I can get the awning all the way out with the truck camper being there, but I'm gonna pull it out as far as I can get it. And I'm gonna step out there. It does have a pinch point on each arm that you can pull down against to put the pitch of the rain coming off this corner here. Same way with your front arm. It works a little better when the awning's all the way out. But when you get ready to roll the awning back up, you'll want to put them arms straight back in line with each other, so when it comes up, it lays right back into the cradle. Then your slide room switch is right beside of it on the right-hand side that runs your slide room in and out. We do have a remote for the stereo. On the stereo, you have zones 1 and 2. Zone 2 is your outside, zone 1's the inside.
More information about contests.
Also has a USB port and a HDMI cord hookup. 110 outlet on the left-hand side of the sink. Push button on the top that turns the light above the sink on. We got 2 sets of keys. The purple key does the front door lock and deadbolt. That does your 2 locks on the 2 front compartments. And then your 751 key does your outside shower. And there's a key for each one of them on both locks. Pretty good size storage up above it. Up in the storage up above it is also where all the paperwork that's in the unit is in that brown bag right there. Pretty good cabinet space down below. Silverware drawer. Bigger drawer down below it. And the inside of the furnace. We're going to come up to the microwave. On the microwave there is a clock button. Let's say it's 10:30 in the morning. Then hit the clock button again in the center till the 2 center eyes are flashing. The only reason I set the time on the microwave is you can usually tell if the trailer's lost 110 power coming to it if it doesn't have the proper time. Right down below it on the range hood does have a light for the stove top. Does also have a fan. For that fan to work properly, the 2 tabs on the outside connection have to be lifted up, allows that flapper to flap. Then we're going to come down to the stove top. We're going to turn it to where it says pilot on, using the striker on the left hand side to light the 3 burners up on top. But on your oven, you have to turn it to where it says pilot on, hold down on the button, and light with a lighter or a long match. Refrigerator's next. We're going to turn it off. We're going to turn it right back on. Automatically it goes to the auto side. If you wanted it off of electric over to gas, you just hit the gas button, let it pop out. The refrigerator will go through 3 lighting processes to light on gas. For any reason it does not light on gas, that little check light's going to come on. Pretty good size storage up in the freezer. You can see it's got ice in the back of it. Pretty good size storage down the bottom. It's also got drinks in it. We're going to go back up to the gas button. By now, if it hadn't lit on gas, that little check light would have been on flashing. So we're going to take it back off of gas, put it back on auto, which is the 110 side of it. Pretty good size storage underneath this refrigerator, and the stove. Extra pots and pans. We're going to go into the bathroom area. In the bathroom area, it has a light switch on the wall to turn the light above us on. The other light switch turns your fan in the ceiling on. It does have a crank handle that you have to crank up, and then you hit the button right there and automatically the fan comes on to suck the moisture out of the shower while you're taking a hot shower. It does have a single foot flush on the toilet. Should be marked on the back of the lid how to use it. Push halfway down, fills with water. Push all the way down, fills and dumps. You do have your GFCI outlet in the bathroom. Green light indicates that it's working. If it would happen to pop, it'll go over to the side over here. It'll be yellow, indicating that one of the outlets has been tripped. There is a plug for the bathroom sink. Hot water on the left side, cold water on the right side. Same way with your shower. Also has a tub in it that has a plug down on the bottom for washing littler kids. Curtain pulls across. Does kind of bow out. Give you a little more room at the top. We're going to step out of the bathroom into the bunk room area. There is a light on each one of the bunk rooms. Little push button in the center that turns it on. Little push button here turns that one on. In the bunk area, if you lift the cushion up at the back, will access you into the back of your hot water heater. Hot water heater has 3 valves on the back of it. The red one at the top is opened towards the tank. The blue one at the bottom is open towards the tank. And the one in between them is shut off, which allows cold water to come into the bottom of the hot water heater, hot water to come out the top side. When you get ready to winterize, they turn just the opposite way. The one at the bottom gets shut off, the one at the top gets shut off, and the one in between them gets opened up. Allows the antifreeze to come in from the cold side up to the hot side without having to fill the hot water heater. And you also have your connections for your outside shower back there. To the right side of the hot water heater is your low water drain points. They have little T valves up on top that you pull up to let the low water drain points open for winterizing and de-winterizing of the trailer. And we also have a fire escape window on the bottom bunk that opens up. Red handle goes all the way through the window frame, allows you to pull the screen handle, push this through the frame, and roll out the bottom. And it is marked as an exit. Tabletop comes off the pedestals, goes down between the 2 benches. The 2 back cushions come across the top of the tabletop to make a smaller bed there. We're going to go to the thermostat for the furnace. It has an off button at the top and a temperature control at the bottom. You'll kick it on at the top and run the bottoms over for the temperature that you want it to come up to. When you get ready to shut it off, you flick it back to off. The fan's still going to run 5 to 7 minutes after you shut it off to make sure that the chamber's cooled down before it shuts itself off. We also have a 110 outlet down below that, and the LP carbon monoxide detector right there behind it. It does have a little storage underneath each one of the sides. And there is storage underneath each one of the benches when you lift it up and take the cushions off. On the air conditioner, it does not have the heat option strip in it. It has a fan only side on the right hand side, the cools on the left hand side, and you'll want to bring it toward the blues, the thicker for the air conditioning. And if you add a heat strip in it, you'll have the heat option, and you'll bring it up to where the red's thicker on the dial for it for the heat. It also has the 2 inside speakers for the stereo. And up underneath the mattress on the far left hand side is the water pump. And the water pump has 2 white valves on it for the bypass. One white valve shuts the water coming from the tank up. The other white valve puts it to the clear hose so you can stick your antifreeze jug down there, suck the antifreeze right through the pump filter and through the whole system of the unit. They try to make it a little easier every time. And then the light above the bed has to be turned on by hand. Does have a pretty good sized storage cabinet up at the top. Extra blankets, pillows. And you do have a clothes closet off on the right hand side. Does have a working smoke detector right above the door as we come into the unit. Does have a privacy curtain for the master bedroom area that pulls over to block off the bed from the living and kitchen area. That is basically everything on your trailer. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them the best that I can, and thank you for your time.